Hey guys, I thought I would do a video of some of the backpacking food that I actually take with me on my weekend trips in the wilderness. Um, Now, these foods, you can basically eat what you want. This is not set in stone. If you like something that is different from what I like, perfectly fine. It just gives you some ideas of what you can actually take. For breakfast, if I do eat breakfast, I'll either eat some of these like Jif bars. They're pretty lightweight and they're pretty good on calories. Um, one bar is 190 calories, so it actually packs a pretty good amount of calories per um, bar that you eat. And the name of the game for these backpacking foods is heavy caloric intake versus how much it weighs. And so these little Cheerio bars, I'll eat these. They come in different varieties. They're super lightweight. They don't weigh anything. So you can pack a bunch of these to eat for breakfast and kind of get you kind of filled up. So it's nice to have some of that. For lunches, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just eat an entire macaroni and cheese, and I will repackage this into um, little Ziploc bags. And this thing, with it being prepared with milk and butter, will give you 1,200 calories out of this one deal of mac and cheese. You cannot beat that. And what I do for the butter is that I use powdered butter. You can find this in your grocery stores. And it's basically a 1-to-1 mixture. So I'll add 1 tablespoon to this to equal out. So I'll have to use 4 scoops to equal to this. And then I also use dehydrated milk, instant milk. And I will figure out how much milk I have to add to my mac and cheese and to any of the meals that need milk. And I will mix it all up and package it together, and then I will rehydrate it when I'm out in the woods. Um, some people use like these little pastaronis. They work fine. Same concept. I take actually a lot of hamburger helper with me out on the trails. I know it's a little bit higher in sodium, but it actually tastes pretty darn good to take a hamburger helper. And it's basically, you prepare it the same way I would with my macaroni and cheese. I'll add the correct amount of milk that I need to each one of these, and I will prepare it in the middle of the field. Um, if it calls for beef, I dehydrate all my beef for my meals. And when you're dehydrating beef, you want to get the leanest beef that you can buy. And then you also want to add 1 cup of breadcrumbs per pound to your mixture. And the breadcrumbs allow the beef to reabsorb the water and actually rehydrate better than if you don't put them in there. So it's actually it's an easy process. You have to wash your beef after you cook it, get all the oils and the fats off of it before you put it onto your dehydrator. Takes me about 6 hours to dehydrate my beef out, and then I'm good to go. I can add about half a cup to 2/3 cup to my hamburger helper and mix in my milk with the powder, and I can package it up and take it with me. Another thing that I always do is that I will actually do pulled pork sandwiches out in the middle of the when I'm backpacking. And what I do is I take this and I will dehydrate this out. This dehydrates pretty well because it's been pressure cooked. When they put them in these cans, they're pressure cooked, and that allows them to actually dehydrate better. Same thing with your chicken. Your chicken in your can will dehydrate awesome. If you cook up chicken and try and dehydrate it, I've never had any luck with it, and it's still hard and doesn't rehydrate correctly. But if I get it in these cans and it's been pressure cooked, it turns out perfectly to rehydrate this. And what I'll do is I'll take this barbecued pork and I will actually take extra barbecue sauce in a package, and I will basically put it either on a tortilla shell or a pita bread that I can get sometimes up in my area. I couldn't find any for this video, so I just actually got some tortilla shells. Same thing. You can also do these Knorr pasta sides, and so you can have these. You can put bacon in them. So sometimes I'll just take bacon. So it's kind of a mixture to where you're trying to get items that you can use for different items within your meals. So these rice sides from Knorr do an awesome job. You can take these, get them boiling water, heat them up, get them in there, and then actually put them onto your tortilla shells. Works great that way. You can do the same thing with like chicken at the sea, pink salmon. You can use this, or you can use tuna and make you a little tortilla of tuna, pink salmon, whatever you want. Another item that I always like to take with me is Cheetos. They're super light, and you can pack a bunch of them in a bag, and it doesn't weigh too much. So it actually is a good backpacking food to take. I actually love taking these, and every trip I always have a bag of Cheetos with me. One item that I'm just trying out, I've never had any luck with making a chicken Alfredo. Every powdered recipe that I have tried for chicken Alfredo just does not turn out to the taste I want. And I actually found this in the store the other day, and I was like, well, I'll try it. It's just a powdered mix with your noodles, and you have to add your chicken. So it's fine for me to add my chicken. I just dehydrate my chicken out, measure it out, stick it in with this. This has enough servings in it that I could cut this in half and take half of it backpacking and basically make 2 meals out of it. So this wasn't too bad. It was $3.50 for this item, so I can get $1.75 for one meal. So that's not too bad. So that does come in handy. Sometimes for meals, I will take and I will dehydrate down corn. So I'll have corn that's dehydrated. I can mix this in with my macaroni and cheese, or I can just kind of mix it in with my Idaho potatoes. So it's a possibility, just depending on what I want to do. I can eat it separate. I can add it with something. But these Idaho potatoes, good meal to take. I actually like them. They're really filling. They will fill you up very quickly. And I always break them in half. One package just for eating just potatoes is plenty. I can't eat the entire package when I'm backpacking. It's too hard. It just fills me up, and then I don't want anything else to eat. The bad thing about potatoes is you don't get the highest caloric intake with them versus other foods. So it's a good filler, but you're not going to get a lot of calories off of it. So that's kind of a downside. Good thing is that if I'm making potatoes, I can add bacon to them. If I want to add butter, I can add butter to them. And if I have some cheese, I can actually add more cheese to them. But with these, you don't have to. So, and then for candy, I always take like Sour Bites, gummy bears, something that's got a lot of sugar. I like to just snack when I'm going down the trail. So this actually is nice to be able to put it in my pocket, take it out, eat 1 or 2 of them when I'm going down the trail, and then stick it away. Definitely is a good pick-me-up when I'm hiking. One thing I forgot to mention is that olive oil is a good thing to take with you. a little bit of it when you're making your meals. When you dehydrate out the beef, you're losing all your fat. So it's actually nice to put a little bit of olive oil into your meals with your beef. And it kind of gives you a little bit of a better taste to the beef. And olive oil is super high in calories. Um, you're talking 1 tablespoon. I don't know if you can see that from the glare. 1 tablespoon is 120 calories from this olive oil. I mean, you just cannot beat the caloric intake from olive oil. So it's just easy to mix it in with your hamburger helper. If I'm doing 4-cheese lasagna, I can just stick in some olive oil, and it definitely helps. Another item that I don't actually have here for breakfast that I should have had here was Pop-Tarts. They come in handy, simple to eat, pretty good quality of a caloric intake from the actual Pop-Tarts. But this is just a few of them that I take, and I change it around and kind of mix it up so I don't get tired of eating the exact same thing over and over and over. But you can actually save a lot of money if you prepare your own meals and dehydrate out your beef and your chicken and your pulled pork and mix it with things that don't cost very much money. $1.50. I can dehydrate out the beef and add everything I need for the milk, and each serving of food will net me probably $2 to $3 for a meal instead of paying $6 to $12 for a dehydrated meal from the store. So you can save a lot of money by doing it yourself, and it doesn't cost you a lot of money. So if you have any questions or comments, or if you want to add something to it, you're more than welcome. And that's it. Thanks, guys.